Hey guys. Hopefully my mic is all good. I was just asking, is it fair that I rated myself? Like with you guys. So Paytas rated and I was part of the chat, so I rated myself. Is that fair? is that cheating? Hey Liz, hey Chaz, hey the Pilgrim Run, hey Justin. Assist me on the raid target. You got it. It's that goblin guy. More dots. Is it? Should I put on the accent? Is that acceptable nowadays? More dots. Uh, Young semicolon from YouTube, because I'm also streaming on YouTube. Said rated on what? Rated, so RAID. So I'm also streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube, and I was part of Paytas' channel when he rated my my channel. And just because, who's to say what's cheating? Okay. What the M&M goblins? Will the M&M goblins have poor posture of EQ goblins? Well, poor posture is ideal, so the answer is yes. In a way, they have like this crook in that starts at about right here, and then it kind of goes like that, and so they'll lean forward a bit, and then their legs are gonna lean forward. Already do lean forward to sort of assist them with the lean. We do have we have goblins on in game, and so I could pull up the the actual models and run around and show you guys in a bit what that looks like, because we have a really fantastic animations and posture from Erkenstaff. Captured goblins quite nicely. I've been very happy with the way that he's gone with it. Oh, and I don't think I've streamed a lot of this actually, so I'll have to share with you guys my progress. So, I think with last time I streamed, I might have streamed the halflings. Maybe I streamed the gnomes, I can't quite remember. But here's the new gnome. And then we also adjusted, so for a technical reason, here I can show you guys. So we had this version of the, you can see these two, where the cloak kind of came down from the armpits instead. And we had to get rid of that, I think. Which is unfortunate, but yeah, we had to get rid of it. And so now we have the deep gnome female with a dress or whatever that comes out from the hips. And I might as well open up the class explorations to show you guys the changes that happened to the classes with that change in mind. Let me just open that up. So that means that the Elementalist now has this instead of the full-on coat thing that went like up here. And then the same thing with the Necromancers. Necromancer has to have this element, so it kind of goes in and out. And so it's not as much as I like it. I think the Necromancer, like here, hits way harder than this necromancer. But things had to be done where, you know, we can't win them all on that front, because doing this would be technically like would be so much more work, and we went ahead with it a while ago, and it was just not worth it to bring it back. Oh, 1 second, I just need to. There we go. Anyway, back to the goblins. Yeah, that's just a little bit of dev insight on changing some of those designs. But yeah, we've been I've been pretty busy, Liz. I probably won't stream too long. I might just finish this goblin and then maybe start on the troll. But yeah, that's my that's my plan. This guy is a troll. 2 trolls. Troll male, troll female. Young semicolon is asking on YouTube. So we got. We'll have to adjust the faces on the lizard people. We got humans. We got wood elves, high elves, deep elves, ogres. Well, this is a lineup, so we don't have a bridge, but you can imagine that there's going to be a bridge that they will be under. Then we have deep dwarves, halflings, gnomes, deep gnomes, goblins, trolls, and might have to take out the mandrake for this. Because it's confusing everybody. It's always confused everybody. They're like, oh, what about this? Well, actually, mandrakes don't exist. They're not playable. And I doubt that they will be playable. At least for a very long time. Sadly. Yeah, for now. Hey, Chinny. Dog? What are you doing? What the dog doing? Have you talked about website changes at all? No. No, I have not. Oh god, I can't wait to show you guys. I can't wait to actually launch it. Cause it looks so good. I think it's nice because I've actually seen like some like unprompted unprompted like messages from Sean saying that he's hyped about it. What the heck is even going on in this stream at this moment? I'm sorry. You weren't supposed to hear any sort of advertisement. I'm moving over to something that will not have advertisements play every once in a while. It's Friday the 13th. Have you guys been to any haunted houses yet? Oh man, it is Friday the 13th. Man, it was something that I sort of wanted to get done in time for, but it just didn't line up. We're like, oh man, we should launch Witherhome on Friday the 13th. How cool would that be? Yeah, I haven't either. I watched Alien 3 yesterday, though. So I go into a lot about Alien 3. Think of how cool it would be if you launch on Saturday the 14th. Wait, what? Yeah. No, we're not. Hopefully we can get something out by spooky season. But I'm not sure that will even happen. We always blow past our dates, but we've gotten so much progress. Saturdays are nice, yeah. After the stream, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. What are you guys gonna do today? Happy Friday. Hey Jay, you wanna go to a haunted house tonight? Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Do you wanna watch Friday the 13th? I don't know if Friday the 13th is any good.
I'm down for a movie.
I kind of want to go to like to an experience, you know? I wonder if they have like a theater open for like scary movies on Friday the 13th. They gotta.
Well, let me see.
That's free money.
Oh, 1980 Friday the 13th is playing today at Metro Cinema.
Metro Cinema.
Okay.
Haunted escape rooms. Do they have those yet? How could they not? Exactly. How could they not? So they do.
Do you want to do an escape room?
An escape room? Can I get some escape room practice first? I don't know
There's
what
no
to expect.
practice. You either do it or you fail.
They're like, hey,
You couldn't do it.
yeah. Looks like you only got 2 clues, and you didn't even put them together.
And you're trapped.
Idiot. Where you have to get into the room. There is no one around here that has a zombie in a room with you, or there is one around here that has a zombie in the room with you, or used to. Not sure if it's still there. That'd be cool as hell. Ah, Dawn of the Dead. Is Devonton going?
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, today would be a really spooky. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, well. Alright.
Okay.
It's a little bit enough of that. I did one with my family a few months back that was a cabin in the woods theme too. Oh, that's cool as hell. How can not be? It's like, it's not like zombies starve to death or something. It's not like the zombie starve to death. Man, I'm really torn because last year, every single one of our scary, spooky experiences sucked. It was so bad. It was so bad that I remember telling the stream about how bad it was last year. Okay, let's add a little bit of highlights. Chicken scratch, chicken scratch. Oh, thank you, Dinu. My dog just licked my foot. Thank you. Alright. This main theme has grown on me. Hesburn talks about another open demo. It says young semicolon. There has been talks. There has been talks. As far as I am aware, we do want to test sometime in the future. That is saying absolutely nothing. I'm not saying anything. Except for I'm saying yes, we do want to have something. Mostly because I think Ollie changed some server stuff, and we want to do like we need to sort of check to see if it works as well as we think it works, which I think it works way better. As far as he's been working out all the little bugs that sort of came with it, unless he refracted it or reset it, I mean, which I don't think he did. Is that I don't know if that's right. I think he made some absolutely insane like gains on performance. And I was bragging for him on Sean's stream. Also curious, because I found the game through you. Is this your project, or were you hired as an artist for it? Says young semicolon. I am an artist for it. Not hired. Sean said before the end of the year, but didn't commit to anything more specific. Okay. Yeah. So this is Monsters and Memories. If you don't know, here 1 second. Let me type out something. We're gonna have a website redo here. Actually, I'll just post it on both. The www.monstersandmemories.com. Boom. So I am a concept artist on this team of volunteers because we want to make a cool, really amazing, cool MMO together. This MMO is going to be like kind of classically inspired. I've got my money on a holiday playtest Saturday, December 30th. Oh, that's very specific, Chinny. Anyway, what was I saying? Something about Monsters and Memories? Oh yeah, so the pitch for Monsters and Memories. Classically inspired indie MMO. So lots of social interaction. Lots of specific role-oriented classes. Slower gameplay, so gameplay that you can like essentially eat a sandwich to, so you're not like pressing buttons and it's not requiring that much of your attention. It's there. You still need to press the right buttons, and if you don't, you're gonna die. And if you're not paying attention, you're gonna die. But and the consequences for dying are quite big, so it's still intense. But you're not mashing your keyboard at 180, 120 actions per minute or whatever. Do we have a count of like actions per minute? Yeah, if you die in the game, you die in real life. So don't die in the game. No, this is not Witherhome. I can show some Witherhome off in a bit, if you want, but no, this is an indie MMO. Witherhome is a different game. That is my game, along with co-developer from Confusionware, the Goblin Works X Confusionware. Yeah, I can show you some Wither Room if you're really excited about it. Be sort of fun to show everybody off, especially on Friday the 13th. It is a spooky game, right? So I won't show you guys much of the actual game, just because I want you guys to play it for yourselves. But I can show you some of the cool customization in a bit. I think I've shown that on stream before, but I'm willing to show it again. And hopefully the people that... Oh yeah, that's a good point. Thank you, my memory. Hold on. 1 second. No, it wasn't really my memory. It was my lovely girlfriend walking up with a little notepad that said trailer. And I'm like, oh yeah, I could show the trailer. So this is Witherhome's trailer. She sung the song, so everybody applaud her as soon as it starts playing and after.
There once was a town a lot like this one, where children cry a familiar poem. A priestess child by flame defiled, who never can or will leave home. The town was raised by fire of sky. The girl burns alive, yet refuses to die. The light of youth, forever it burns. But children like you never learn.
Yeah, go to Steam right now. Wishlist on Steam now. Yeah, so that was the trailer for Witherhome. We have made a lot of progress since then, but it's that writing that song was fun. It was a nice collaborative process of like humming things and being like, no, not that seems a little bit too like obvious, or and like, but this fits more to the theme, and then writing the lyrics and getting her to sing it, and she sang it fantastically. And then turns out Miles, which is the programmer, is also an audio engineer, and he does music and stuff, so he was able to master the whole thing and put it together. It was like it's awesome that he's the sound side, I'm the art side, but he's also the programming side, and then I'm sort of like the story / world builder as well, and then we collaborate on game design, and it's an absolute blast working with Miles on that. Tannhauser, I'm going! Okay, yeah. First, you already have it wishlisted. Anyway, so enough of that. We're here for Monsters and Memories and Goblins. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, hopefully we can get that game out soon into early access. It's like things are lining up where Monsters and Memories and Witherhome are sort of like they're coming along at like a pretty close pace to each other. Though I would say that maybe Witherhome's a bit faster just because it's very lower in scope. The heck? Why is that green? You guys seen that? That looks green to me. I think it's just because everything else is so red and that this is completely black. Ah, okay. And now let's draw in little hand folds. There was some chat in Paytas' stream that got me thinking. So someone asked for, they sort of asked Paytas if he ever planned on doing some tutoring, and I was like, I wonder if I could do that. If I, like I've done tutoring in the past for people for art and everything. I sort of thought maybe I could do a little bit of tutoring or something for art. I've done a little bit of it more recently, so I know where to start. But you just have to. It's weird because I get this feeling that like there's a connection, between like if people don't see improvement or whatever, then they're like, well, I didn't get anything out of it or whatever. But I know that they'll get something out of it, so I don't know. It's lots of resources and everything and homework and all that stuff that I've done a curriculum before. Or I've made a curriculum before with people on it and everything. Might be something to look into in the future. How did you get a start in 3D animations for games? Oh, Chaz first says, count me in. I would love to learn from you. Hey man, if you're actually serious about it, hit me up and we could actually start something. I got a few secrets. And a lot of it is from university. I will say that, like, almost guarantee that whatever it is that you'd be learning from me or whatever would be cheaper than university. Like, holy shit. Anyway, so someone said, So young semicolon said from YouTube. I'm gonna keep saying that. Young semicolon from YouTube. How did you get your start in 3D animation for games? Well, I was working on this game called Together with this very talented programmer named Tom Royal. From now on, we'll call him Troil. And we needed an imp animation. And it was originally going to be a goblin, but then I did an animation over the weekend of this goblin. I did a 3D model, I rigged him, and then I I did a 3D model, rigged him, animated him, and that was my first attempt. And it was like, okay. And then after that, we're like, well, maybe not a goblin, so I had to do it again. And so I did that for the imp. And that was a very, very long while ago. That was concept or miscellaneous. It would have been this. So this was Together project, and you play this little imp that was super staticky, and the goal was that you start off on one side of the map, and the other person that you're playing with is started off on another. You had a chat that would disappear after a while. You'd add a note that you could take notes with, and it would be permanent, so you couldn't backspace. So you had to sort of think about what you typed, and then you'd make notes on the different landmarks and stuff that you were at. You'd have to avoid some monsters. Here was some concept art for it, some cool noise stuff. And then, if I'm right, I might need to go to maybe here. Yeah, here we go. What the heck? Oh, here we go. And here's more concept art and / illustration stuff for it. We had this mole man. We had this cool sentinel. We had this bat guy that was gonna go whoosh, and then land back up on a tree. Lots of different creatures. You know, this creepy guy. Anyway, these like houses, and this sort of idea sort of landed a little bit in Witherhome, because the imps in Witherhome have these weird face-shaped huts. This guy, which was going to be like sort of universal, where it'd be able to hold things, and his abilities would change. And these are some 3D props. 3D props, 3D props. More 3D props. Some of them actually got reused for Witherhome, because the world was a little bit connected. Oh yeah, and here's some of the animation for this guy. This sentinel. He had like a charge attack, and he'd land, he'd get up again, and then he had a despawn or unactivate, and he had an activate. Lots of concept art for it. Anyway, so I did this project, and it was super awesome to do. Just made a lot of art for it. It was about finding each other, and then we had some gameplay. 1 second, let me see if I can settings. A lot of this we still have. I used a little bit for this for Witherhome. But here's the animation, the first animation that I really did. Animated character. We had like hopping into bushes for stealth and everything. sneaking around. The world, from what I remember, the level design was circular, so like it never ended. And there was a messed up UV'd creature that I didn't bother fixing before recording. And you could run and call, and that was fun. So that's where I got my start in 3D animation. Yeah, imp monoliths, yes. And I had some 2D animation experience before that. And so I know how to do certain timing stuff and exaggerations and all that. I think I have a pretty good feel for that stuff. So 3D was just really learning how to. And I'm not no great animator or anything, but it's something that I've considered in the past about like picking up and doing instead of concept art, so I could do the, like right now I'm able to do the full sequence, which is nice. So I can go from concept to model to texture to rigging to animation to implementation, getting it in engine and everything, but I can't code worth shit. So I'm much more of a full stack artist than I am or a game artist than I am a full stack developer. Can't do any coding. I suck with that stuff. Paytas had mentioned, he's like, oh yeah, I can do a little bit of C+ or C# and C++, and I was like, fucking incredible. My brain has tried to do stuff like that, and I don't work that way. I could, maybe, if I really started and was passionate about it, but what is Together playable on? Never released. Most of the games that I've worked on never released, but I learned a lot. It was too unstable. We didn't have LODs figured out by then because we were super inexperienced, and so it was looking one way you'd load the entire map, and looking the other you wouldn't load the entire map. It was bad. There's a lot and semicolon, if you're into some of those games and everything, there's videos on my YouTube of all my let's call it, I'm not gonna call it all my unfinished projects, we'll call it that. All my failed projects. Call it where, like it is. All my works in progress. Well, one thing, there's this one game that I was working on for a while. It was like this. It was supposed to be like a 2D side scroller, like beat 'em up, that focused on like hiding and stealth and hiding behind like objects and stuff like that, and like sneak killing people. And there's gonna be a is it called Battle Royale, but a side scroller Battle Royale sort of. But there was a lot to it that was really fun. So there's going to be like quests that you could do, and then like some quests would require you to play like nice with other people and collect things like collectively. So like 100 apples collectively, and then like some quests it would be like kill this person, and so you'd be like, okay, well, who do I trust? Who do I not trust? You know, and then you could get into like little parties and do certain things, and then when you died, it was like you got given more context of things to do, so like someone to like ruin their life or to protect a relic or whatever, and so when you died it didn't completely ruin your game. You got like another objective, and there's a lot of really fun stuff within that sort of battle royale game that appealed to a lot of different types of gamers, like the killer and the explorer and like things like that. And I thought that would be really fun, and you'd like dive down deeper and deeper into like this dungeon as the map shrunk. So like it'd like shrink in sections in like 2D levels or whatever. Anyway, none of that happened, and instead we got a little bit of a brawler game going where you can sneakily stab people, and the goal of the game was to have the highest like run of kills without dying. And so you had to like live and also like run away, and when you had low health and all that stuff. It was super fun. It was super fun, but and we've got some playtesting in it, but and I've come back to it. The reason I even brought it up is I've come back to this game like 3-4 times, and it just every single time we get some progress done, and then it's like, okay, are we ever gonna actually finish this? So we haven't finished that, unfortunately. That is a true like work in progress. Witherhome is more work in progress. That's where the fun is at. Okay, I think this goblin is done. I'm close to being done. Troll time? I think so. Isn't he? He's pretty handsome. Save. We'll start with the most important part of character. Where's the eyes? Because if we can get really good eyes. We'll already be halfway there. Oh my god. Can I show this on stream? Check this out. Look at some of the props that new guy on the team, Bilth, has been doing. Isn't that just fantastic? Lots of 3D models and quick utilization of a lot of the textures that I did for the 2D props. Fucking phenomenal. Yeah, okay, Liz Kimber. You could make that too. Probably. I really like that workflow. Holy moly, is that awesome. Doing a 2D prop that then can, like, they can just sort of take the texture and utilize it and put it on, and oh, that's awesome. That makes me just want to do 2D textures for like life, because I know that it's just gonna make its way into the 3D world as well. As much as you can't code, I can't graphic. It's like there's a signal fault between brain and hand. No, I can't code. Carol, I cannot code worth my life. I understand a good amount, but as soon as I get hit with like a page of whatever, I always get like hit with this moment of like, and it might just be a motivation thing, it might be that I'm just too dumb thing, which is also true, but there's this thing in me that immediately says, why are you wasting your time on this? It's like when I was in high school, I did track and field, right? And then eventually, like instead of pursuing it as like a serious thing, in my head, I went, there's no way that your body and your proportions and blah 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 is like the best, like the best like option for like a sprinter, you know. Pair that with like, hey, here's your motivation, blah blah blah, and type of person where I'm like, no, I don't think I'll try. Like, why try when there's no chance of even being the best? That's where my brain went, was, can I see myself going to nationals? If I try, maybe I can go to nationals. Can I win at nationals? No. So I did. Maybe there was a chance there, but I doubt it. Anyway, so I did art instead. Like, I went heavy into art because I enjoyed it. And I feel the same way. Anytime I start to code, I go, my time is way just better spent doing something else. So it's like, might as well not even try. I get outdone artistically by 2-year-olds finger painting. See, I'm like Goblin. I have an understanding of what I want to do with art. It just doesn't happen. But give me fleece and I can make it into yarn. Give me yarn, I can weave, crochet, knit. Give me programming language and I'll write something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I can't do what you're doing, Carol. It's not option. Not even an option. I do, however, think if I really wanted to, like, I think I could do voice acting. Do you think that? Think I could go into voice acting? Yeah, it could be fun. Yes, drawing things that you don't like to draw does bring demotivation. The internet has a nasty side effect of always showing you someone who is better at something you do or want to do, but comparison is the thief of joy, as they say. That is true. Except for goblins. Look, I hate to say it. I'm the best goblin digital artist out there. Except for Paul Bonner. Except for maybe oh god, what's his name? Brian Froud. Except for maybe there's a couple other goblins that are really good. Yeah, I picked a niche enough, you know, subject matter where it's like I could be king of that. No, of course I'm kidding. There's fantasy artists that just fucking blow my goddamn, like, everything that I do out of the water. But within my niche, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Like, I feel like I'm doing a job that currently no one is willing to do, which I'm happy about, which is bringing classic fantasy and like my certain ideals of and a certain like art ethos into it, you know, about valuing archetypes and providing those archetypes for the different types of players that will play our game, and making sure that there's not too much overlap. And so it's like an MMO concept artist. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm happy with the work that I've done. Not to sound conceited or anything, I just taking a look at this stuff, you know, again and again, and seeing the stuff out there versus seeing the stuff that I'm doing. I'm happy that I'm in this position. Carol says, "What about my goblins?" I can't remember. You're on my Discord and you post goblins all the time, don't you? Let's see. Okay. No, you haven't been on my Discord for forever. You don't even post goblins on my Discord anymore. Can't tell. "3PO sit happen." Jesus. "Overthinking stuff can be your downfall no matter what you do in life. That is my experience. Just do it." Yeah, totally. "The internet rarely shows you all the mess ups and mistakes that the person who's better than you went through to get there as well." Yes. Yeah, Pattis, you're totally right. "Rarely does it show the amount of blood, sweat, and tears that got them there, got you there as well." Yeah. It might have been, but you didn't show up on my thing, so I couldn't search you up. Oh, I'll have to find it later. And then I'll have to @ you, or you'll have to come back to my stream next time to tune in to what I think about your goblins. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because the reason that I'm even on this team is because, holy moly, closest game to what we are doing, in my opinion, for the player races, and I don't want to start anything, but I just think that they fumbled some really good opportunities, let's say, especially Ashes of Creation. But they're not really doing what we're doing. They're just another MMO, but there's other MMOs out there that have sort of targeted this, and you know, I've I'm really unhappy with their concepts. Some of them are killer. I will say that. Some of them really fumbling. Only for one day. I think I remember liking some of your stuff, but I can't. I'm drawing a complete blank at the moment. Oh, look at that. Look at that nose. Like a pickled nose. There's a chance, I think, to bring in just a little bit more saturation here and there. So I think I'm gonna... I feel like Necromancy is the most underrated class because how exaggerated it is and people want to be. Alright, here's what I shared last time. Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, the big armed goblins. Yeah, I remember that. Be a great little brawler game. Where would you guys take Necromancy? Necromancy is always hit in this, like, this line of, for me at least, this line of, like, the grotesque. Sort of comes in line with some Frankenstein type stuff. And then you get a bunch of hybrid classes. Necromancy would be the hard stone to, or a hard egg to crack when you're trying to change it up, because it is tied to, like, this, like, almost unholy utilization of extending life, and it's like it's breaking breaking the understanding of and the deal of life and death, and it always deals with that. And I feel like there's not many ways you can look at it as like a great thing. Pretty cool. I love it. So if you say bone chips, you'd resed a mob you'd killed, and more like EQ charming, you got a version of what you just killed and not just a skelly pet. Be cool to see if Necros could temporarily resurrect group mates to try and prevent a group wipe. Necromancy, but you always make a contract with that, that's why they follow you. Res for 20 seconds at half-life or something. A contract of living with the dead sort of deal. I could see that. Necromancers have a battle res which resurrects a group mate for a minute as a skeleton. What do you think about that, Nick? The only reason why I don't think it's possible, really, unless we have like an undead lerp or something that we just apply to everyone, or to all, because that's a requirement on the art side. But having this cool idea of like, hey, I just killed this mob, let me res it again and use it against someone else. Art wise, that's hell. You know, if it's undead, it's like sure, but then if it's like a spider. What do we have? An undead spider? You know, or maybe there's like a spell effect on it or something of it like stinking. Or we add like a little lerp or whatever that makes it all grayed out and gross. Like Gray's Dead in Warcraft 3. EQ lets you res dead mobs as a temp pet. It's a necro AA. Makes the unit tinted purple. Yeah. I could see like I think what would happen, what you'd have to do, like could we tint a thing like slightly gray or slightly black or whatever? That's my art wise. How would you represent it? I think you could add some stink lines. Frequently scares the shit out of the rest of the raid when suddenly a dead mob jumps back up during a fight. That's hilarious. That's some necromancer magic that only they can explain. Carol? Which I like. Honestly, I like the whole becoming a skeleton vibe. It's like it's a pretty cool like jump. But art-wise, yeah, it's like how do you represent that? I think we could get away with like a lerp, but the only problem is like, I think at least one of the major problems is, well, unless we can combine lerps, where we have lerp 1 as like 100% opacity, right? And then we have lerp 2 that's like over top of that, that's at like 20% opacity, because then the colors of the original still sort of exist. If we can do that, that would be cool. Then I could say, yes, then we could totally easily have, it would be essentially just apply lerp 2 over top of any mob that we kill when you res. That would be cool. Yes, yeah, you can set a color, but those colors are ugly. It's possible, but I'm not a big fan of just coloring something. For example, like if you guys know Shadow Priest in World of Warcraft. Shadow Priest has this ability that turns him, that, you know, he does so much more damage in this like shadow form or whatever. And the shadow form makes your entire character purple. It looks so ugly because you're just purple for, there's like this big purple blob on your screen that's just there for however long that you're in shadow form. Fucking sucks. If you really like dark purple, then I mean, sure. But I don't, so I don't like being Shadow Priest. And then more recently, they changed some of the animations per class and like idols and everything, and I think the priest class for undead, it's weird because the priest or the class identity trumped the race identity animation wise, and that felt really weird. Now all of a sudden I was like this holy guy, like standing upright instead of hunched over, and instead of like throwing your hand over and being like a diss, you know. Instead of that, it was more like here, let me pray. And I was like, that's not undead like. So yeah, I have lots of little nitpicks about the way that World of Warcraft sort of did priest, at least for the undead. No, it's not about looking great or whatever. It's about the aesthetic value that it brings to the game. You don't want to undermine all the hard work that your team did by just turning them purple. Maybe a slight purple tint, I could see that. Not Costanza, how's it going? As someone on another stream said, the graphics don't have to be photorealistic perfection, but they do have to feel right for the game. And turning beetroot is not a thing. Yeah, agree. Yeah. All right, let's continue watching. The music keeps playing. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop. Snob, how's it going? Going well for me. Oh yeah. So since then, we have now rendered goblins, rendered deep gnomes, rendered gnomes, halflings, dwarves, deep dwarves. I don't remember when we were talking, when the last time you came in. Ogres. Yeah. Anyway. Been a challenging week, but I'm not about to drop my woes on chat. Yeah, I understand that. Well, hope things are better, and if you're gonna stream again, I'll probably I'll definitely try and catch it. I like to keep up with what you're up to and how you're doing. Alright, Carol. Catch you later. Thanks for dropping by. You're retreading wood elves. Something about their ears. Nice. Yeah, I might drop in for a bit. Wood elves. The love. The goddamn love. Alright. Let's make this guy gross. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Catch you later. Hopefully I'll catch your stream. For everybody that doesn't know Snob, he's a great streamer. Does a lot of like horror games and stuff. And I came across him because I figured that he might like well, I came across him because his name was Snob Goblin, and of course I had to hang out with another guy named Goblin. But then shared Witherhome with him, and because that's a horror game with goblins, you know, he was pretty interested, and so hanging out in his stream a lot. Let's see. If you can, if you're willing, go check out his stream when he's around. He's a great streamer. Very attentive to chat. Doesn't take anything particularly too seriously, which I like. So yeah, go give him a follow if you're so inclined. Oh, sick. Let's take a look at some of this tinting. Oh yeah. When you say tinting, I totally get it. It's something I'd like to, Nick. I'd like to, if we were to do it, I think we should do it subtly. For World of Warcraft and Warcraft 3, makes sense for them to hit hard with like some of those beat red stuff. I think it fits their style. Especially when it's not like I'm sure the artists would look at that and be like, "Okay, hopefully this is timed," you know, instead of like a mob is just like that, or they're just beat red or whatever, or however long. I know that I think there's some red like conditions or whatever, like when you're bleeding or whatever, or I think what you just sent there was like enraged. You can get like that, so that makes sense. Hey Kaicho, how's it going? Right now we're just doing more trolls. We got goblins over here. So, well, what the heck? We'll save this. So, just did goblins, which was super fun. Of course, I love painting goblins all the time. I might chill out on how glossy they look. Actually, I might do that right now. Give them a little bit more matte feeling. They kind of look a little glossy to me at the moment. Well, at least the male does. Alright, that's better. And then the trolls. Glowing hands might be cool for a buff effect. Yeah, totally. I could see that. Nick, if you was there, I know there was like a call for some for like ideas or whatever for some abilities and stuff. Did you ever settle on some of those, and do you want to talk about that at some point? Because I just want to like get into it, not like have too much input, but understand it a little bit better for my own sake when painting or designing or whatever. Kind of where we're heading with things, with certain abilities and all that stuff, but also as like a player myself, I wanna know. And of course I'd be like, I have some ability suggestions here and there. Yeah. Do we have a polymorph planned for the shaman? So I would love turning people into toads. Oh my god, that would be so much fun. Turning mobs into toads. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I want that so badly. Illusion buffs and debuffs? Oh yeah. I'm unsure if because there's two ways of doing it, right? One is the World of Warcraft way, where you polymorph, and if anyone touches that frog, or anyone touches that sheep, right? There's polymorph, and then I don't know what the shot is. It shaman or druid? I don't know what the shaman one is. But I was playing Final Fantasy recently. Hex, yeah, it's Hex. I was playing Final Fantasy recently, and you get turned into a frog here and there, but the enemy still gets to fight as a frog. You know, it's not like. And I was like, that is so fucking fun. That is so fun. I just don't know what the balance for that would be. It's like, well, then wouldn't you just apply Hex to everybody and you're just fighting frogs every day, all day? You know? I don't know what the... Maybe like a high... I don't want to say high chance of like... Maybe like they turn back after a while, or... I don't know what that would be. Like talisman board game Hex. You turn into a toad. You're weak, but you keep your HP last 3 turns. Last 3 turns, yeah. But there's something about being able to like fight as a toad that's hilarious. Oh, okay. You know what would be sick, actually? I don't know how this would work. But if there was like a mana cost to breaking out, so you could like, a tactic could be that you try and like drain all their mana, or once their mana is drained, it's like, okay, let's turn them into a frog, because they're not going to be able to break out because they're unless they drink a pot. A mana cost to break out of... Oh, that's cool as hell. I think it's cool. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know what... Anyway, I'll stop suggesting cool things. Or uncool things. Because then it means that you don't really use it all the time. Yeah, mana cost to break out of Hex. I don't even know if that's possible. Or like a resource bar to break out a Hex, because I know that... Does everybody have mana? I don't think so. So it would be like stamina, break out a Hex where you go, and then you break out. Everybody will have endurance. Yeah, so it would be a mana cost or endurance cost or something. Break out of Hex. Wait, do mods have endurance? Anyway, just a thought. Until they don't. Do we have any drain mana spells? Or like mana suck spells or whatever? Boom, right there. Bring group with a couple different drain mana. Boom, you're fighting frogs. Hell yeah. You're like, you think that you're good? That's such a cool but it would have to be something that you'd have to sort of work up to or whatever. And I'd imagine that some mobs would just straight up be like I'd imagine that you couldn't turn dragons into frogs. Maybe there's like a very high resist chance, but eventually you could or something. I don't know. I don't know how games work like that. I'm throwing things out. It doesn't matter though. Like it doesn't. What I am saying now has very ill or not much effect. I'm just talking. For every boom, your frogs, there's a oh crap, I got killed by frogs because I was low HP. Yeah. Exactly. You got killed by frogs. Oh my god, can you imagine? Can you imagine someone training a crap ton of frogs into Night Harbor? And then all of a sudden, boom, they all turn into what they were before. That'd be sick. I need to stop saying boom. Anything with the word, yeah. Get high level and just face away from lobby mobs, slowly converting them into frogs. Turn the entire newbie yard into frogs, and take it to town. Oh my god. Everybody just gets turned into frogs. That would be a spell worth having, a undead frog. So when you turn undead into a frog, they're just like a frog skeleton. That would be worth it. Okay, well, I rendered the hell out of this guy's face. Now I need to render the rest of his body. I was so lucky to be painting the other races because the other races are just, they're so small. Now I'm back to one of the bigger ones, so I have to sort of deal with them the same way that I deal with the ogres. Just get to it. That being said, get to it. I think I might end stream here in a bit, because I do need to go grocery shopping here soon. I'm putting it off. Sorry for my squeaky chair, by the way. Okay, I think that's going to actually be it for me today. I'd like to continue, but I know that I'm going to be making mistakes and a bunch of crap. If I just continue like this. Though I did want to... Oh no, I've shown it before. If you guys... And I showed the trailer, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Save that. And then ideally by tomorrow-ish, I'll have the rest of the races done. Well, these are the last two. Nick, what do you think? This is your call. Well, maybe I'll take a vote from the team. Should I get rid of the Mandrake? I think he's kind of like a fun little Easter egg where you go, well, what the heck is that Mandrake doing there? Should I get rid of the Mandrake for the... He's a staple at this point? Okay. I'll render him. I'll render him and keep him there. Even though it's a complete joke race at this point, he's kind of like a Murloc. Mandrakes are our Murlocs. And okay. Mechanic-wise, they should be. They should call other Murlocs in from like a wide... Or not Murloc, would you call other Mandrakes in from like a wide radius? Or something like that, where it's like, Jesus. Yes! Nick, you're the best. The actual best. Alright, Kay. Now I really do need to get going. Well, I don't need to, but I'm tired and I don't want to ruin my art. So, thank you all for joining me today. Monsters and Memories, of course. If you don't know what it is, go to monstersandmemories.com. You can check out all the cool stuff. We're going to have a new update coming soon, which is going to be awesome. Update to the website. I can't wait for it to actually be live and for you guys to take a look at it and dig through the website and see what kind of cool insights you can get about the lore and all the new art and all that stuff. And then other than that, I just did want to say that we've been listening to the Monsters and Memories soundtrack. And so if you like the music that's been playing, you should check out on YouTube. We have a Monsters and Memories soundtrack. It's Robert is our composer, so you can check out the playlist there. He keeps that up to date, which is quite nice. That's something that I'll probably want to actually include on the website, is like music or whatever, and then we can just link off to that. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out. I've been talking way too fast and long anyway. Alright. Oh, there's one more thing. I just need to